Let's take a look at how you can create a custom field on a form within Thrive. And this is true across any of the forms that you're going to set up, but we'll just take a look at an example today. Let's go to Safety and Accident Investigations. And if I hit New, if this is our form that we're trying to fill out and we want to create a custom pick list or a custom date field, you'll notice in here right now we have some of them already showing up. We haven't put any information necessarily, but you can see how some of them are turned on. We're going to go in and show you how you can edit those, how you can turn them on, how you can hide them for custom additions. So if you have admin rights, you can go into Administration and Form Security. We're going to be changing this across all the forms, so this isn't a role-specific change. This is across everything, so it doesn't matter what role we pick. And we're going to go to the Safety tab, and in this case, it's the Accident Investigation form that we want to change. Once that opens, we will go down to find an area where you'll see a lot of extra fields. So they'll be blank. So you can see here it has text fields. So if we want to turn on a text field, we could turn it on and we can name it something. So we could say enter age as an example and click off it. You can see the date field was turned on, so let's actually rename it. Let's rename it incident date so we can see how that functions. And then we're going to keep scrolling down here to some other ones that we can turn on and off. So we can also turn on number fields. We can make a checkbox field. So let's go ahead and check that. And I turned on checkbox 2. It doesn't matter which one you turn on. They're going to show up in the order that you see them on here. So in this case, we might put, has this happened before, as an example. And then you can choose on each of these if you want it to show checked right away or not checked. In this case, I'm just going to have it clear so that it's blank. And then the last area that I want to show you is pick lists. And pick lists will work always within that actual pick list. So in this case, you can see pick list 1 was turned on. We might rename this. We could call it severity, for instance. And then within that, we can go over here and there's a plus button if it hasn't been started yet. But in this case, there's already a list started. So we're going to click on that list. And you can do this only in the pick list area, but you can see there's something already loaded in there. It's 1, 2, and 3. So if our severity is a 1, 2, and 3, we could leave it as they are. If we wanted to add to it, you just type in here whatever the pick list is, and you go ahead and add it, and it'll show up down here. If you want to change the order of those, you can move them around and change the order as well. So once you have your pick list loaded, we go ahead and hit save. And if you want it, you see that it automatically created this validate. So if I want it to validate always to that list, I can leave this box on. If I uncheck that box, then you can type any information in that form field, but it'll still give you the option to pick from the pick list. So in this case, we'll make it validate. That way, if somebody chooses it, they have to pick out of our list, otherwise it won't save on the form. So now that we made those changes and we added those fields, let's go back to the safety incident form. And let's just take a look at how it looks now. So safety, accident investigation, we're going to do a new one. So now if we scroll down to that additional information that we added, you can see in here that it has enter age and a box where somebody can enter that into the form. There's the incident date that somebody can go ahead and pick out of a calendar to add. There's severity. This is our pick list 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see how you can rename those, you can add those, and it's really an effort to capture the data that matters to your process so that you can use a real-time report. So anything that you're loading into Thrive is available to have a real-time report on your dashboard. It's for history, predictive analytics.